Welcome back to Workers and Resources, everybody. I'm Mangy Panda, and this is our lovely city of Pandagrad. We've made it to episode 10. So if you remember in the last episode, we laid out where all of our new farms and everything are going to be. So we're coming along working on that. We also had a few other things that we've been working on in the meantime. So let's just go check all that out. So if we zoom on over here to where all the farms are, you'll see we've got quite a bit of the roads in. We've started building the distribution centers over here and over here. We started construction on the main farm itself. Just a few more roads to go, and then all the stuff on the outside. Our track builders have got all the track laid in on both sides. Oh, looks like they missed that. We'll have to come back and make sure. It's probably out of their range. Let's go check that real quick. So let's see. Auto search. Yep. Right there's where their range ends. So it's just a little bit too far for them to auto search these. So we'll just manually assign them and they'll get out there and get that taken care of. So while that was all going on, we expanded our housing over here and we put in a radio station. Now, the benefits of the radio station is it's one of the few things that we can use to increase our government loyalty. In addition, we can reduce demand for religion and alcohol. We can also increase happiness, culture, education, and sports. So when you increase education, what that does is that reduces the amount of time that people will have to spend, like in the universities, to reach higher education. The rest of these, culture, sports, that will just satisfy their demands. And then, of course, happiness is always good to raise their happiness. Because happy citizens are more productive. You see our government loyalty is now up to 48. It had fallen down to almost 40%. So this is slowly raising the loyalty of everybody because, where are we at? 80% of our citizens have a radio. So 80% of our people can be affected by the radio broadcast. One of the other things I noticed, you'll see over here, we've got almost all of the roads upgraded into asphalt. Just a couple little spots here and there left to fill in, and we're done with that. But one of the things I did notice was we started to have a trash problem, and we still have a trash problem. Our border, it's pretty clear now. Normally there's a huge line of garbage trucks here trying to get to the border. So it's time we started doing something about our trash. I also put in several more distribution centers just to kind of spread the load on the snow plowing, trash pickup, all that. Okay, you guys are figuring that out. So what we set up over here is, first off, we've got a cargo station here. So we're going to have all of our trash delivered right here instead of taking it to the border. And then we have 3 of these big transfer stations and then 1 large dump with a claw. So what will happen is we'll set this up to handle mixed waste, and then these 3 will handle all the rest of it. They'll handle biological, metal scraps, construction waste, aluminum scrap, plastic scrap, hazardous waste, all of that stuff. Then we're building a distribution office over here, and this distribution office is going to be responsible for going here and picking up all of the various different things and then delivering them to where we need them to go. So for example, all of our construction waste is going to go over here to be processed, to be reprocessed here into gravel and sent over here to power everything. And for right now, everything else we're shipping to the border. But we kind of need to stop doing that. We need to start dealing with our own waste and our own trash. And so that's what we're going to do over here. Because the biggest things of trash that we have are mixed waste and hazardous waste. As far as This area up here produces a lot of construction waste, but they can just haul it straight over here. Other than that, we only really get construction waste and stuff like that from if we have to demo something, any of that kind of stuff. Biological waste, we do get some because that's just from the people. But metal scrap, aluminum scrap, plastic scrap, we really don't get much of those. So like if you look at, let's look at this trash can right here. So you look, we've got 2.6 tons of mixed waste, 1.92 tons of metal scrap, 2.56 tons of plastic scrap, 2 tons of biological, no aluminum. And so we just don't produce a lot of it, so we don't really need to worry that much about it. And that's what these little ones are for here, because they can still hold a decent amount of trash. Because if you pull them up and look at them, where is, so they'll hold 195 tons of mixed waste, as opposed to one of these, which holds 52. So they'll basically hold the equivalent of 3 of these. And also what it does is it prevents our trucks from having to pick up, so like we'll put a road in here and everything. So like these guys right here, they'll pick up mixed waste and stuff from here, and instead of having to drive all the way over here to the border and then wait in line, they'll just drive over here, drop it off, and head back. These guys will pick it up and they'll take it to where it needs to go. So over here though, we're going to set up what we need to do. It's, like I said, mainly we have to deal with mixed waste and hazardous waste. There's a couple different things that we can do with those, but like all responsible citizens of the Republic, the easiest thing for us to do is just burn it. So we can take all our trash right here and we can burn it and we can convert it into power. And that would cut back on the amount of power that we're importing every year, which is a good thing because we need to start producing our own power and everything, and we have plans for that, but this is a start. Okay, so, and if you look at the incinerator, so if you run biological waste through it, it burns 70% of it. If you're on fertilizer, it only does 30. Burnables, 100%. Plastic waste, 80. 50% of hazardous, and 80% of other waste. And then it won't burn metal scrap, construction waste, anything like that. Now what happens, so like on the biological, where it only burns 70%, well the other 30% turns into ash, which then you have to dump somewhere, and that will slowly dissipate over time. It'll slowly blow away in the breeze. And it will handle, let's pull that back up, it will handle 60 tons of mixed waste a day. So what we want is we want our biggest dump. I do have some modded dumps that I downloaded that are much larger capacity, much bigger. I mean, you know, look at how big that dump is compared to that. So we're going to go with probably like this one here. That will handle all the trash that we're going to produce for quite some time. We'll have the hazardous waste, but hold on. All right, let's set this up. I'll walk there because I'm getting a little. All right, so we're going to have this dump here. We're going to bring mixed waste into here, and it's going to go via a factory connection one way. Come on. Oh. All right. This isn't where things are going, but just for explanation purposes. Who's waiting too long? Now, of course, it's a track builder. Just go. Just go. All right. So dump all our mixed waste here. It'll come into here. It'll get burned. We'll have our hazardous waste drop directly to here because we don't produce that much of it. So it can go directly into here and get sent out. Then we need another dump, and this time we'll go with a smaller one. We'll go with one. And this is where all the ash and everything else is going to get kicked out to. Now, construction waste, we're going to have it shipped over here. For right now, metal scrap, aluminum scrap, plastic scrap, all that stuff, we're just going to send it straight to the border because we do make a little bit of money off of that. But the last thing that we want to do is we need to deal with our biological waste. So what we're going to do with that is composting plant. So if you look at the composting plant, it takes in biological waste and a little tiny bit of chemicals, and it kicks out fertilizer. And it takes 80% of the biological waste, turns it into fertilizer, and then the rest it'll kick back out as just regular mixed waste. And the nice thing about that is we're building our farms over here, and they're going to need fertilizer. So we can use this to make all the fertilizer. Well, it won't make all the fertilizer we need, but to start making the fertilizer that we need. And a lot of people have a problem with this because it's only got one factory connection. And you're going to have waste in and waste. You're going to have biological waste in, fertilizer out, and mixed waste out. So they don't really know what to do with it. So the way you deal with that is, again, you go over here and you get one of these transfer stations and you hook that up. And then these will have containers that you can set to whatever. So you can set so many of them to hold biological waste, so many of them to hold fertilizer, and the rest will hold your mixed waste. And then what we'll do is we'll drop off all our biological waste here. We'll pick up whatever mixed waste is kicked out. We'll take it over here to be burned for power. And the fertilizer, we'll have it taken over here to the farm. So that's going to be our initial setup. Later on, we're going to get more into recycling and stuff, and I'm probably going to put in this scrapyard here. So what the scrapyard does is it allows you to scrap vehicles, and you will convert them into steel, mechanical components, electrical components, metal scrap, mixed waste, also aluminum scrap. If you're salvaging like aircraft, helicopters, stuff like that. And I want to be able to set up the system to where we can automatically replace our vehicles. And once we get that all set up, I'll show you how to do it. But you can set it up so that after vehicles reach a certain age, they automatically come over to the scrapping facility. They're scrapped for some resources, and a new vehicle of a type that you designate is purchased to replace them. And the main reason we want to set that up is because right now, let's look at this guy. Okay, so he's an old snowplow. This guy is much faster at plowing and everything, but we've got him around because if I go to sell him, it actually costs me money to scrap him because I have to pay somebody to come haul him away and scrap him. So we want to set up a scrapping facility eventually over here so that we can take care of all that ourselves and it doesn't cost us anything. And as a matter of fact, we get a little bit of money back out of it. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and work on getting all this set up. So we're going to put this guy here. And the reason I'm building all this here is because we are going to need labor to run incinerator and to run the composting facility. So we've already dropping off people here. So we can just have them walk right over there. Then we want to take our incinerator and flip so that he is going to be here. Then we're going to take this guy And the reason I've got this larger one here set up is that is not the one with train tracks. I want the one with train tracks. Because eventually I want to have a train here in case we need the help with the train to haul this stuff away. So I want to be able to unload or load with the train. As a matter of fact, that's, now that I'm thinking about it, we just want to do all this with trains because trains are so much more efficient. So storage, there we go, the railway dump. All right, so we want this guy right there, then flip, and we want this guy over here. We should be able to get the road through there, right? Come on, yes. And road there, road there. That's all good. All right, so again, we're gonna dump off mixed waste here. We'll come into there, get burnt, come out here as ash. It'll dissipate, it'll blow away. If this starts to get full, then we'll worry about setting up some others and everything, because ash does take a little bit of time to dissipate. Oh, what's on fire? You should be fine. All right, and then the composting plant. So we need to put this in first. So I want this transfer station. You can go ahead and set that up there. And our composting plant will be right there. Okay. Fire extinguisher, what was that other one? Yeah, of course there was an electricity problem. The transformer was on fire. Alright, so we've got all of that in, and we just need to put in that road there. Then we can run a footpath to there, and to there. All right, and we'll get all that built. How's this coming along? Let's see, we're probably gonna need labor there, and there. Let's do all the things. Oops, wrong button. Yeah, road crews are set up to do all this stuff. All right, let's kick the game speed back up. As you can see, most of our vehicles are out and about. Oh, these guys. Now that this stuff is set up, I have all these guys here because I accidentally bought a bunch of covered hulls instead of open hulls. So I had to kind of move some stuff around. Uh-oh. Traffic jam. What's going on here? All right. Oh, because you're waiting. What are you waiting on? Just go. You're just going home anyways. Teleport. All right. Are you the train that was waiting too long? Yes, you are. All right. Track builders, signals confuse them. They get stupid. All right, that's all done. Perfect. All right, so how are we doing out here? Road crews building that and that. Good. They got that going. They got that, and right there. Excellent. We need people coming out to that. They don't need to come out to that. That's getting built. That's already built. It's set to hold fertilizer. All right, all that's going on. Oh, and I almost forgot one of the most important things. Our giant statue of Stalin. To spread loyalty to all the people. Now we're doing here. We got a whole bunch of people waiting for jobs. Our trains are coming in. Our buses for the construction is coming in. You're building. You need to get done. I thought I assigned. Yeah, it's got workers. All right. So that's coming, and yeah. So all our housing, if we bring up our overlays, free flats, we have none. 0. As a matter of fact, we have 70 people living with their parents because we don't have homes for them. Is that not set? Okay. Alright. That's done, that's done. I did change this intersection right here was becoming a real traffic jam, especially during the winter when all the snow plows would try to come out. So I got rid of that and broke it up, gave them a direct intersection to that roundabout and another intersection here. It's really just this cross traffic, and when all of these snow plows came out, it was bad. It was horrible. Our next project is we're going to move our distribution offices for the railroad because this intersection is really heavily trafficked, and that's where most of my passenger lines come, and it gets backed out, it gets bogged down. Plus, the rail distribution offices weren't handling the one office wasn't handling everything the way I wanted it to, so I had to set trucks back up to start bringing electronics because it was just never getting to it, even though I had this stuff moved up at the top of the list. We're doing good. No unemployed people. Excellent. So, where do we want to put our rail distribution network? I'm thinking right over in here. Right here, maybe. That's one of my next projects. Is this hill needs to go away because our coal is right here. If I bring up coal right here, that's where our coal is. And yeah, trying to get a road down here. I mean, yes, it's going to take a lot of work, but then the problem is I can't set up the processing facilities and stuff. So I'm going to have this road that I have to get workers up just to the coal mine, run power and all that stuff up there, and then bring all the coal down to wherever we're going to set up coal processing. Plus we have iron over here. Whoops, not iron ore processing. Iron is right here. So realistically, we've got iron here, we got coal here. We could set up steel right here or right over here. So this has to go. but that's going to take a long time, and that's a project for another day. All right, so let's go ahead, bring that out, bring that out, that out. And I think run that there. That there. I think distribution offices, rail distribution, general cargo. I think right here. I'm really thinking. Yeah, I'm thinking 2 distribution offices. So that puts us out away from most of the rest of the traffic. I would like to have a repair station close by too. That would be nice. I'd also like to have an end station for our passenger trains so that they can stop in there and get repaired. Let's look, how big is Depot? Railway end station. Oh, that's tiny. Tiny. So tiny. I almost wish I could fit it in here somewhere, but well, we'll worry about that later. Right now we need to get rail distribution offices. I'm getting sidetracked. So if we do one here, I almost want it. We don't want it too close to that. Let's go right there. Those may have to slide back. Yeah. Let's try this. Let's move them back a little bit to, say, there. Right there. Okay, what was that? New vehicle. Oh, new combine. Awesome. All right, so then we need rails. Bring that up just as a guide. So we're kind of going like that. All right, so then you're going to come out to about here. Like so. There. And we want a, come on, right? No, wait, oh. Yeah, as soon as we come out of there, we want to cross over, and we're gonna run this rail down like that. Get rid of those. And then from here to here, there to there, there to there, there to there. Get rid of those. So then, do we have room? Yes, we could put signals there. We can put signals here. All right, looks good. Let's go ahead and approve that. And we need a road here, and you'll come up here, cross to there, and there. Yeah, that looks good. All right, we'll get everybody working on that. And that should pretty well do it for the episode today. We'll see where we end up on everything. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you later.